What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys are ready for another fun-filled day. It's Taco Tuesday, so maybe we'll get a taco relief rally here. Grab your coffee and get ready. We're going to do a little bit of paper trading here. I'm just going to be showing you just kind of how we could. Sorry, 1 second here. I'm just pulling a few things up that I wanted to talk about. We're going to be paper trading here today. We're going to be looking at the overall market too as well, kind of going over a couple different things. I'm currently looking at a few different other stocks. We're going to be looking at a couple of possible swing trades here, as well as, hold on. Sorry, I got to pull up a couple different things here. I didn't wake up early enough to get everything up and running first thing. Kind of troubleshooting here. God, do you guys love coffee as much as Sorry, we're going to be looking at a couple of different other stocks. We're going to be looking obviously at SPY, and then we're going to be looking at the day charts, and I'm going to be breaking down a couple different ones. So like Microsoft, we're going to be looking at a couple different stocks, just the basic blue chip ones. We're going to be looking at Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Avago, and then Broadcom, or not Avago. Avago is Broadcom. I meant to say Meta. So we're going to do that. Gosh, I need to stay caffeinated. Anyway, market's open right now. We're just going to take a look at the overall market. We're going to be looking at SPY here. Alrighty. Alright, so as you guys know, last week we had that big, nice push down. We went all the way from 752 to about 735. So pretty big jump from obviously the very top to the very bottom right here, the bottom wick. And then yesterday was kind of a big day too as well. Because you had the 5 coming all the way down to test the 13. Obviously, we got that little bearish indicator from the 5 crossing the 13. Today's going to be a really big day. It's either we kind of consolidate right in this zone right here, or we're going to be continuing to push down, or we can possibly see just like a 13 test. Me personally, I think we're going to head down. It's kind of funny where my lines are. I had a gap right there. I'm going to get rid of that. Looks like we filled that gap from previous times over here in the corner, which was like right here. It's kind of funny how when gaps are created, they're also used as like support and resistance type areas too as well. It's absolutely crazy. So it looks like it created like a little resistance right here. Obviously, if you can see across my white line right here, boom. This candle top to this candle top is pretty much kind of where we rejected. Looks like we kind of came back up and we're opening up. Now, like I said, this is a really big day today because it's either we're going to kind of try to fight and push back above the 13, or we're going to continue to have a nice big wash. And if we do, I would expect it to kind of go to the 50-ish area. So I'd be looking around maybe 726, 727-ish area for that kind of drop. I think before you get there, you're going to get this support right here from 731. Now, this is still a gap. This gap did not get filled. I kept this line here specifically because this is still a gap. It looks like it came down and touched or it filled, but it did not right here. So if I break this down on a smaller time frame, if I come over here and look at the 1 minute here, you can still see that gap here. So I'm going to keep these lines here. Because like I said, this line could possibly act as a support, or like I said, as a resistance. So looks like we're getting a little green here. Like I said, I would expect, remember guys, this is the daily here. I would expect this to come and test the 5 EMA for the day. So looking for that small relief, more than likely, obviously, I'm going to set a line right here just in case. Here, where's my magnet? I'm going to be looking at this as a possible rejection area right off the top of this candle. So I'm going to keep this for future reference, obviously, and we'll see what happens. What's up, Crypto B? How you doing? How's that morning been? I saw, I jumped in a whole bunch of I jumped in everybody's lives yesterday, and looks like everybody was killing it. I went into Andrew's live yesterday in the morning. I caught the tail end of that. Looks like he made a couple of good trades, made some money. I saw him in the wins channel. Good sir, how about you? Yo, I'm doing all right. I'm trying to wake up a little bit. For some reason my eyeballs are just not doing it today. Not doing it. And yeah, so I saw Andrew winning it up, and then shortly after I watched Fronton's live. He killed it on a couple of plays. And then who else was it? Who else was next? I think it was Colin. Colin was after that. He did well. And then I watched Dr. Stock. So it was a really busy day when it came to trading and stuff. All right, cool. So now that we kind of checked out the daily here, let's kind of jump back over because I'm going to be looking at the overall market here. Boom, Apple, Meta, Microsoft. All right. So who are we going to look at first? We're just going to go down the line. We're going to check out Microsoft here. Now, I like doing this every once in a while because it's good to kind of refresh your charts a little bit. So it looks like the daily, it's coming up here. Also, these are a good point of reference too as well when it comes to, like I said, the overall market. So look at Microsoft right now. All right, let's get rid of this little arrow here. Let's get rid of this arrow. What are we on? We're on the daily here. Wonderful. All right. So remember how I said that gaps can act as a support or a resistance? See this gap over here on the daily at 396.88? You can see right here too as well, you have that little consolidation right here that's acting as a temporary support. You saw a bounce here, and then you saw another bounce right here. Same thing with this bottom one. We filled this gap, and look at this big run back up. And now look where we're going to be headed. This is kind of acting as a temporary support area right here on my line. This is why I like keeping these right here. So I'm just going to kind of stretch this out a little bit just to have it as a point of reference, because it looks like this is going to create a zone. Do I know if this is going to bounce right here, if it's going to head under? Honestly, with the momentum happening right here in this bearish indicator, I'm thinking that we're going to head down, especially when the 5 and the 13 are crossing so close to the 50. It's either you're going to get an entanglement of EMAs right here, kind of like this, or you're going to kind of see it weave in and out before it finally picks a direction. But if you're looking at Microsoft right here, we have that double top sell-off. Looks like that's a bigger trend line. Got that double top right here, boom, sold. And then it looks like we have a 505 gap right here. Looks like it wanted to, but didn't. Jesus, sorry. I think I just sneezed right into the microphone. So sorry if you guys heard that. The sun's coming up and it just like gleamed right in my eye. All right, so no general direction right now. I currently think that we're going to head down. We're going to most likely fill these little gaps that we have right here. You guys see these? These ones down below, that looks right where we're headed, honestly, for the daily. I think we come down, fill these gaps down here. So price prediction for Microsoft. Dude, I don't have my notebook here today. See, this is why it's important to come prepared a little bit. I should be writing this stuff down. If you guys do have any notes or anything like that, you guys definitely can. Boom, what is it? 383. 0.54. All right, I'm just gonna leave this little text right here. Hopefully, um, I don't need to draw any more lines right here because I'm gonna keep these blue lines right here. It's a temporary guide from previous. So I definitely definitely think we're gonna come right here in this channel. So I would be looking at some puts. So you know what we're gonna do? We're actually gonna swing trade this. We're gonna swing trade Microsoft. I might be a little early. I could get burned here on this, honestly. Because if you really look at this, this 5 could bounce right off the 50. If you guys know anything about the EMAs, they're big. Well, the 50 specifically is either a really big support or a really big resistance. It's either you're going to have a rejection or you're going to have a bounce. And you could have a bounce right here, like I said, because this is a consolidation right here. And it did kind of want to break out, and it didn't, obviously, because you got the two overbots, and it looks like this is possibly the relief from that. But I think I'm going to risk it here. So if we come up and test the 50, I would be definitely looking at some shorts here. Now let's look at Apple. It's like the same song and dance over here. Looks like I thought that this was going to head down to fill this gap, and it didn't. It looks like it got a double bottom right here. Doop. Yep. Very interesting. Triple bottom, really. 1, 2, 3, rip up. I thought we were going to fill with this gap down. We did not. So let's get rid of that. When did I do that? That was in April? That makes sense. Doom and gloom. Doom and gloom in April. That makes more sense to me. So where are we headed right now? Yep, I guess this is what I would be looking at right here is this red line. So 50 test. Definitely a 50 test. So 288. Looks like it's going to be put season here for a little bit here, guys. Apple is just pretty much on a ringer. Pretty much just like everything else in the tech market. Just running up. We have a couple, two, 3 bad days. Well, like 5 bad days. That's a tough one. I would be looking for a 50 test for a bounce. So you know what I'm going to do here just for future reference. See if we get a 50 bounce. I'll keep that. I'll keep everything as is for that. What's the next one? NVIDIA. Boom. Okay. Interesting. Is this a head and shoulder? Nice, good consolidation right here. Definitely a support area. Had the breakout, had the dip and the rip. Filled these gaps up here. So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to keep this See how that just works, guys? See how this gap right here, this top of this gap, pretty much acted as a support? That's what I'm talking about here. So, boom. Crazy. It's crazy stuff, y'all. Crazy stuff. Yeah, everything's bearish, obviously. But this one had a 50 test here, so I would be looking for a possible relief. Nvidia could rally still. They've been having some good news lately. We just have those multiple gaps down here. $50-50 on Nvidia. Honestly, 5 tests. You could come back down to the 50. 2 outcomes right here. It looks like possible rejection. But the 50 is really strong here, guys. So this could, like I said, this could just continue to head higher. There's nothing I could really do about this one either. I already have this already kind of charted out. Added to the supply zone. So I'd be looking right here for either a break, not a breakdown. Well, a breakdown or a breakout upwards. What's the other one? Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple. Let's look at Meta. Dude, these daily candles over here are just so crazy, guys. You guys looking at these daily, like short candle, short candle, short candle, but just creating these huge gaps, dude. Man, Meta just looks like it cannot break out. Looks like it broke this support right here. Looks like we're right here near this support. This could act as a possible resistance. We didn't even gap fill. Here, let me get rid of this really quick. Boom. Did we even fill? We didn't even fill the gap here. So we have multiple gaps down, which kind of lead into, well, looks like this gap filled. This one did not. So I'm going to keep this as a long. Remember, guys, I use these as general. I use these tools as generalities, as a general guideline, as a support and resistance. I kind of play it as a zone-ish area. I'm not doing it specifically based off of like, oh, it has to touch this line, like it's gonna respect my lines. I kind of got rid of that nonsense. Trying to be perfect all the time is like near impossible when it comes to line touches. Unless if you're doing an overall trend, right? Unless if you're doing a daily trend, like long-term trend. These are more mainly support and resistance areas. You know what I mean? Support acted as a resistance again, right here. This is why I kind of keep these generally, because look, bounce right here, kind of dipped below, obviously, can't predict that. Boom, we came back up, touched right here, came back all the way up here. Boom, kind of touched right here one time again, came back up, came back down. Now we acted as a resistance right here. And then you can clearly see right here, obviously we're right here in a channelish area, but we can easily break down. So this is looking fairly good so far. We still have this gap down here below that I'm still watching. So very, very soon, I think we can close all these. I'll most likely re-edit that as time goes on. But I'm still bearish. Everything's bearish, honestly. So let's bring the bread bot back. Looks like we're coming up and testing the 5 here on the daily. All right, what's the other one, Broadcom? Remember, guys, this is good just to go through. I do this every, I don't know, couple of weeks or so. I'll go through my list of certain stocks and stuff like that and just kind of do a little bit of charting right before I start trading and stuff like that. You can do this previously before, but I thought this would be a good time just to kind of bring this up so we can all kind of just watch, because these are the top holders of SPY, and that's what I trade. I trade the SPY. and it's really good just to kind of refresh. So it looks like we're right on the 50 right now, right here on Broadcom. There isn't really anything in the chart besides these gaps down below. But all right, guys, let's get right into it. We're gonna jump right into SPY. We're gonna make a couple of trades here, a couple of day trades. Now, this is a really good. See exactly what I said earlier today. Boom. Broke through this resistance line. I'm gonna get rid of this. Came up, tested the 13. We're gonna possibly look for that rejection. So look at that nice run up. You know what? We're just gonna jump right into it, guys. No waiting, no waiting. We're gonna get into a put. We're looking at puts. I'm gonna do a 745 put. Let's go right here, 10. All right, we're in. I think we're gonna retrace all the way down here to 743. I don't think we're gonna carry the momentum. Way overbought on the RSI here. All right, looking for that relief. Let's go break this down. Let's look at the SPY in the 15-minute here. Overbought, overbought. Let's look at the pre-market. Nice kind of bullish. Right here, as soon as we hit the AM, we took right back off. Big candle up. A little bit of consolidation. We could be heading all the way back up here. 753. Are we going to go back up and test the 753? Possible W pattern? We didn't come all the way back down, though, and test this zone. So that makes me think no? Question mark? Looks like I'm getting smoked on this put play here. It's still 1 minute, say. Let's get rid of the bread bot here really quick. Boom. All right. Pre-market, after hours. Create a small gap down here to 738. After hours to pre-market. Have multiple small ones down here. What about the previous days? Anything around here? Yeah, we have a couple up here. Yeah, very possible going to 753. All right, moment of truth here. Let's see if we break down more. Let's turn the bot back on. I'm hoping for the cross. So what we're really looking at here, boom, we hit this top right here. I guess it's a poor entry. I got in like right around this area. Came back up, 5 rejected again, closed under, but it looks like we're pushing back under right here. So we should be in the money here. Yeah, it looks like we're up a couple of bucks. I personally think that would come all the way down here. Need to beat the 50 here, guys. Need to beat the 50. It was a really good play on there. Scared to do puts? Dash. You know, sometimes you got to just jump into it, brother. You got to do your technical analysis. You got to be real quick because you'll miss the move. We made a good move here on the puts. Here's the 50 test that we're talking about here. Yep, exactly. There it goes. Now let's see. We need to beat the 50. Remember, the 50 is strong as a support or resistance. Looks like we're getting that revive back up. I personally think we're going to go under. I think this was a fake out. We're looking, remember guys too, we were looking at the daily. Remember when we were looking at the daily here? I personally thought that, like I said, we were coming up. We're going to test the EMAs. That's exactly what we did here. Came up, tested the 13, got the rejection. Now, that doesn't mean that we will not head right back up and break above. Remember, today is a very key day for the market. We're either, like I said, gonna break up, we're gonna beat this, and we're gonna head back up, or we're gonna fail and we're gonna crash. We're gonna head way back down. Expect big selling. All right, looks like we're kind of in there. We're up 350. Look at the play right here, about 29%. This is a great play to take your profits and get out. Get out. Remember, I shoot for 30 percenters. This is a 30%. I could close right now, but I'm currently holding. I think we still got a little bit of a wash here. No guarantees. No guarantees. But I think we beat. I think we come back down. It looks like we're doing exactly that. 153. What's the put? 745. Yep. Here we go. Here we go. Oof. Yes. 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 And that's how it goes, folks. All right, we're looking to get out here. We're up 40%, so $490. I'm gonna set a sell limit here. Last price is 167. I'm gonna go. We're gonna do 185. Actually, you know what? We're gonna sell at 175, and you know how many? We're gonna sell 5. We're gonna sell 5 at 175. All right, we sold 5 at 175. We're still up. We're still holding 5 here. Now, if we get the 5 crossing the 50 here, expect a bigger wash. It's like reading a book. You see how easy that was, guys? This could be easy for you if you just... Sometimes you got to shoot your shot, man. You got to shoot it. You got to shoot it to boot it. All right, let's see this wash here. See, look at this rejection here. Boom, nice, good rejection. This is the moment of truth, I feel like, right around here. Let's go back to the 1 minute here. I don't like that green candle. Let's get under here. Let's get under. You see how my EMAs are slightly different than the ones that I have on my trading view? It's because the macros are different. So it looks like we're getting that bounce off the 50. This would be a great time actually just to exit. We're already at a 50%. We're getting to that area of what I said. We price predicted 743. Let's see if we get there. Remember, looks like this is the support. You have this wick coming down right here, this wick coming down, and you're shooting right back up with this nice, good engulfing candle too. So it looks like this generalized area is a support area. Let's see if we can continue to get this wash here, ladies and gentlemen. RSI's cooled off down to 47, which is fairly good. This still has room to go. Remember, we sold half there. Remember, we only sold 5 out of 10 contracts. We got that 5 cross in the 50 here on this little bad boy. There we go. There we go. Yes. Killing it, guys. Killing it. All right. Let's get ready to close. Remember, I'm looking to exit at like 743.50. That's the target area. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, man. Look at that. Would you look at it? Would you just look at it? All right, we're going to sell at 250. We're going to sell the rest at 250, all right? I'm putting her in there. Last price was 214. If we get a little bit more of a bigger wash here. 485 on the other last 5 contracts here. This is a good point to make right here too, guys. This would be a great profit taking area. Just because the 5 comes under the 50 doesn't mean that the 13 right here can't bounce off the 50 and rip it back up. Kind of what it's doing right now. Remember, this was a general support area. We didn't tag all the way down here. We still have a little bit of a upside right here. So this could be the next support. Doesn't have to come all the way down here, guys. Remember, this could easily be the support. Yeah, that's what it looks like. You know, we're going to cancel those orders right here. We're going to, boom, I'm canceling that. I'm going to close out the position overall. We're going to go 185. See if we can come back, touch back down there real quick. Still good. It was still a good play. We could have obviously went out and got more. I'm not mad about it. We could still easily come back down, but it looks like it's going to hit that reversal right here. It doesn't look like the 13 is currently going to cross. Let's see what this next candle does here. Need the rejection here. Need the rejection. We're still holding strong here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hold off. Dang, could have made 200 if I would have held for that second double bottom, that second bottom. Yeah, possibly. Looks like we're getting the rejection off the 13. We could head lower. Remember, I got a sell price at 185. Looks like we hit. We're out. Look at that day P&L right there. We made 595 off of one play here. Boom. How long was that play? We'll count how many candles that was because I'm watching the minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In 13 minutes, guys, we made $600 in 13 minutes. It looks like we're getting the rejection possibly here. We'll see. This is a little dangerous game to play if you're holding currently. In my opinion, since we got the rejection off of the 13, I think we come under. I think we continue to head lower here. Obviously, no guarantees. No guarantees. Yep. It's trying to get some legs here. 13's kind of creeping down on the 50. What's the bread bot looking like? Yeah, so it looks like we just tagged under the 50 here. But this engulfing candle, it's a little dangerous. I still like it though, because we did get the rejection off the 13 here. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the 5 right here. Oof, yeah. Look at that, baby. She sold again. She gapped down. That's how hard it sold. Oh, so I lied. The P&L is updated right here. It's actually 690. It took a little while for it to register. So 690 right there for that one play, guys. I'm telling you, this stuff can pay for your membership, for your monthly. We just paid. I mean, dude, we just paid for what? Like 6 months. 6 months worth of service in the Discord. I mean, paid for the master course classes too as well. Right here, boom, one play, literally one play. We made the whole master course class payment right there, boom, for all 3 of the courses. Also, if you're looking for the yearly, for the lifetime membership, paid for a 1 month right there for the lifetime membership. 1 monthly payment. Or 1 out of the 6, or however, whatever monthly plan you're on. So it does look like this is going to be acting as a support kind of. You did have the 13 cross the 50. Now this is a kind of a tough one to kind of gauge here. Because like I said, this area is like a general support because you did have this engulfing candle right here. Remember, guys. And you have these multiple bounces up right here from wick down to wick, or the wick to the full body. The full body's going up of the candle. It's a real 50-50 shot here. So let's look at the overall market here again really quick. All right, so here's the 5 minutes. Microsoft's looking like it wants to get some legs. Nvidia kind of sold off. Apple took a plunge. Meta's looking like it's taking a plunge. What was the play I was going to get in earlier? It was a Microsoft play. What was I going to do for Microsoft? I think I was going to put a swing trade on that, on a put. I don't remember now. All right. This is also what I wanted to show you guys too as well. If you guys ever pay attention to the Fear and Greed Index, it's something I kind of look at periodically. It's a great tool just to kind of have in general to just kind of gauge the market overall. And right now, obviously, we're kind of fearful because there's lots of uncertainty out there. So just be mindful of that. That's why as well we see some of the selling. Like I said, I thought we were going to get a dead cat bounce. It's kind of what we got yesterday when we were looking back at the daily. I still think that. I still think the same thing. So definitely keep that in mind. We are at 44 for the RSI. Looks like we're getting that rejection. I just got the notification that Mo sold his FNGD play that he did yesterday. Yeah, yesterday he did a little swing trade. I'm actually going to pull it up. Let's see what he did. What was it? FNGD? Is this it? Or is this it? No. I don't even have it on here. Yeah, this is it. I didn't think he was gonna play something like he would play something like this. What did he do yesterday? This is the 1 minute. Let's look at the daily. So it looks like he got in off the bottom here. Yeah, it looks like he got in. He probably got in right here at the bottom, and it moved up probably about $1 for him. Not a bad play. Looks like he was a couple of days short or late. He should have got in maybe Thursday last week. That would have been the play to get in on. Or even Wednesday. But you can never tell with the oversold. You need verification because it technically would come up on the 5, could have that rejection, but then you gapped up. You could still have the momentum to touch the 50, but you did create this gap up right here. So 131, possibly rejection right here. This could be not a false indicator, but basically interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's get back to the SPY here. All right, yeah, consolidation. I think we're going to reject. I think I'm going to go in on another one. If this comes up and tests the 13 again, I'm getting in. Oh, too late. Here comes the wash. Here comes the big wash, guys. This should be a decently sized wash here. First time here jumping over from Jordan stream. Well, welcome to the other Jordan stream. Currently made 690 bucks for the day. Right here, we made one trade. Boom. Well, that's what we got going on here. I missed this wash over here because I was looking at Mo's play that he just sold. Missed it. Oh, to Jordan. Well, my name's not actually Jordan. It's just my Discord name's Jordan. So, Jordan Belfort. Anyway, we made 690 off the one play. I came over here. We made it off of this top right here. Played this big, nice wash. Obviously, we could have got more. And then was kind of slack, and I was looking at the charts and stuff, and was looking at a possible another play. Missed it. Was looking for this to come back up and test the 13 here. It looks like we have a bigger wash coming. We're technically at a support area. How much farther are we going to go? You know what? We're going to... Oh, no. My options chain is not moving fast enough. All right, I think I'm going to be playing a call. I'm going to risk a call right here around this area. I'm going to trying to catch a bounce. Well, I'm going to try to catch the support-ish area right around here. I expect a little more selling to happen. Let's see if we can catch the bounce back up here. This is extremely dangerous to do, guys, by the way. But I'm a high-risk trader. JB and AJ, that's right. Weldon, that's right. This is extremely high risk. We got the bearish indicator here, obviously. I would expect a continuation of the wash here. But like I said, I'm going to try to catch this support. We'll see if we can. Don't recommend, honestly, because we could, actually, man. Look at the pre-market all the way down here. We could come all the way down here, 738. You know what? We're going to risk it here, guys. This is what paper trading's about right here. Let me get one more candle here down. 9 seconds. I'm going to be risking a call here. All right. Getting ready. I'm getting ready here. All right, I'm going to go for it. All right, we're in. Probably a bad play. Yeah. I'm looking for an EMA test, preferably the 50. Obviously, we're in the red a little bit. Oof, that volume candle that popped up right here. I don't like that. Yep. Here's that wash. Extremely high risk here, guys. All right, here's the candle I'm looking for like a 50 test up here. Let's see if we can wash our hands here and get a two-tier W. Honestly, not the smartest play. Got the oversold on the RSI, which I like here for the temporary relief. Entry was slightly early, but generalization of the idea is still intact, obviously. Let's see a 13 EMA test up here real quick. I would be happy with that. We're down pretty big on this one. Man, I was just slightly early. I should have waited 2 more candles or so, but can't predict that kind of stuff. Can't predict it. I still have good volume up here. 744. Now it's just a waiting game. Did you guys have any questions about anything that I'm looking at, how I look at it, how I do my trades or anything like that? I mean, I feel like I explain it fairly well, what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for specifically. This is not looking good here. We got the rejection off the 5. I think I'm going to exit at a loss here. RSI is oversold. If you look right here, we're at 23 on the RSI. Also why I kind of went in here. You see this little duck under here? I got it highlighted. It highlights itself. Also kind of why I'm still sticking into this call here. Looking for that relief. Not saying that we're going to get it necessarily, obviously, because clearly not. 3 candles down. We're down 360, 21%. Yeah, we're going to close this guy here soon. If I don't get another green candle upwards here, I'm going to get out. Just bleeding. We're 530 down. Now basically just took away today's profits. I'm still looking for that bounce here off this oversold RSI. Sometimes patience is important, but it's also important to kind of risk management. See how we're around 30% here down? This is pretty much my exit area normally. Yeah, what's the... See, we're oversold. We got 3 oversolds. I got in on this one, on this first oversold. Oof. Brutal. Should have stuck with the puts. We're getting out here. I'm going to take that loss. Yeah. Oh my God, my orders won't sell, bro. All right, we're out. Jeez. That was a really bad play, guys. Looks like we're down 130. We're going to go for it again though. We're going to try catching that falling knife here. Looks like we're going to head down exactly what I said to earlier for this gap. See this gap that I mentioned previously when we got into the play? Right here, 738.65. So it looks like we got about $2 more down. Boom. That's where we're going to get in at. We're waiting for that 738.65. We're going to be waiting on that number. This is also why I kind of watch the pre-markets and stuff like that. Can't believe I got smoked on that call. Let's see an EMA test. Man, sometimes watching the charts can be very antagonizing. All right, green volume bar. What sold off the most? Microsoft? Everything did. Look at Nvidia spilling off. Yeah, everything all at the same time. Continuation of the wash? More than likely. Yeah. All right, I think we're going to go for it again. We're going to risk it again. We're going for it. We're going to go for it. All right, we're risking it again. See if we can get this bounce here. Oof. Nope. Will this hold? I'm just looking for that relief off of this oversold. Look how oversold we are right here. I'm looking for that relief possibly for a 50 test up here. See if we can make some of the money back. MACD is kind of going in our favor. We'll see. No guarantees, obviously. All right, I'm liking that candle right here. Hopefully we'll beat the 13 right here. I think we will, based off of that oversold RSI. I'm looking for a 50 test up here. So 742.50. MACD is also kind of coming our way. RSI is finally kind of coming back around. All right, I like that candle that it opened right here above the 13. We'll see if it rejects or if this acts as the support. Looks like we made our money back already right here. Look at that, 779. Oh, possible rejection here. Let's see if we can get to the 50. I want to see a 50 test here. We could reject off the 13 and come tumbling back down. I hope not. We're doing pretty well. All right, we're going to lock in some profits here. We're going to sell 5. I'm selling 5. What was our last list price here? 350. So let's do 3. We'll do 375 here. 375. We'll sell 5 at 375. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to risk that. We're going to do 365. We're going to sell 5 at 365. $930 up right here. Let's see. We'll get out entirely on the 50. Boom, we sold 5. All right. Let's see if we can get above, or not above. Let's see if we can just peak above the 50 here. We're at 370. All right, boom. All right, let's get ready to close. I'm going to do a market sell here. I'm going to do a market sell because I'm doing it real close. I'm going to be watching the candle. My hand is hovering over my sell right here. I'll show you right here. Place 5 right here on the market sell. Last 5 here. Actually, I'm out. I'm out right here. Good play, actually. Good play. All right. Looks like we came out on top here. Just like that. We're back, baby. We're back. See, it wasn't that bad. See how quickly we turned that around? One big play, one big loss, another big play, another big win, baby. Just gotta read these things right. The idea was right. I was just early, right? And what did we base this off of? I'm going to do a quick rundown and then I got to head on out of here. But I'll do a quick little rundown. It didn't get to my gap fill price predicted area, but that's totally fine. We could possibly see it head lower, possibly off the 50. So we'll see here. But the idea was we had this candle. I got in right here on this candle right here. Got the overbought RSI. I was thinking, okay, we'll probably curl up, probably test the 50. Didn't happen. Had the wash. Sold the call at a big loss, right? Pretty much wiped away all of my profits and then some. Uh, Finally saw this little break right here, the test of the 5, kind of slight rejection. But I was like, this looks like this is going to be support. RSI was way oversold. I think it was at like, what did I say, 24-ish or something like that? 24-ish. And then I was like, okay, we're going to risk it. This looks like it may be a possible support. We'll see if we bounce back. We did. Uh, just solely based off of the oversold RSI. So that's what I was looking for. I was initially looking for just the 13 test, but then I was like, you know what? I think we can actually go up and test the 50. And that's exactly what we did. I like that this candle, what gave me the confidence also for the 50 test up here is the opening candle on this bad boy right here. Even though it dipped down, the opening candle was good. You initially kind of slightly had the rejection-ish, right? Not really. And then it came back up, and this opening candle opened above the 13, and the 5 was just about to cross. And that's exactly what we got. Boom. And then this guy touched down for a test, came back up. I think we sold right here or right here. I don't remember which candle. Um, but boom. And then I was like, all right, we're going to get out at the 50. Because, like I said previously, if you guys were listening before, the 50 acts as either a support or a resistance. Obviously, since we had this big sell off, you would be coming back up to test this. This would technically be more of a resistance. Not always. Sometimes it catches and it just slingshots it way into the outer sphere. So that's pretty much what I was looking like on that, and it played out beautifully, exactly how we wanted. So we went, what did we do? 2 for 3 today. We had 3 trades, right? Boom, caught this nice big beautiful wash, got out right here, came up, tested, missed this entry for this wash, got in on a call thinking we're gonna reverse. Didn't happen. Took a loss on this, came back, took it and won, and we're up 850 for the day, or 815 for the day. So not bad, not a bad trading day. Um, I mean, as you guys can see. Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for the day here, guys. It's a good trading day. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something, a little something here. And it looks like we're getting that rejection. Should we just play another put here, just for fun? Missed it. All right. Well, I gotta go anyway. Oh, well, it looks like we got in. We're in. Never mind. Got into another put here. I want to see this retest this support right here. This temporary support. I'm going to get ready to close. We're going to go market. We're going to do a market close here. Give me another big wash here, boy. Oof. Nope. Bull in a bear fight here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what I like to see. All right, I'm gonna set a limit right here for 269. We're out. All right, we're out. Bang, we just hit another like $600-700 trade right here. What was I at? 8? What was that? 8. So about $450 on that. So look at that, guys. $1,200 day in an hour. Anyway, guys, I gotta head on out. I hope you guys enjoyed the trading day. I know it was kind of a little fast paced. Kind of went a little, well, not fast paced, a little slower pace today. Kind of just did a little bit of charting overall. Everything kind of looked bearish, and we played both sides here. Played the puts and we played the calls. One bad entry, not a big deal though. The idea was correct. You know what I mean? As long as, listen, guys, when you're trading, it's remember, not there's no 100% certainties in the market, right? Market isn't 100% certain. Uh, but as long as you have good guidelines and good tools and you're implementing the right things, right? At least when you're seeing something, trades can look right. Sometimes they just don't play out. You know, we play the statistics, we play the higher probable outcomes, and you know, we try to gather all the information that we can and provide, not provide, but use all the best information that we can that's provided to us and make our trades based off of that. I mean, if you guys watch back to multiple videos that I have, you know what I mean, we're basically doing the same thing. Support resistance areas, and I think I'm going to be moving on to a couple of different other patterns. I'm currently siphoning through the market to look for different kind of patterns to teach you guys, so be on the lookout for that. I hope, well, if you guys made some money today, I hope you guys post them up in the trade wins down below. Let them know that I sent you. Be like, listen, we won about $1,200 today on, you know, trading SPY. 3 for 4. 3 for 4 today. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for stopping by, and you know, I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you guys haven't already too as well, if you guys are looking to join us for the long haul, right, for the lifetime, definitely sign up for our lifetime. We also have those courses and stuff like that over in the what's it called, on my YouTube. If you guys go to my YouTube, here, I'll pull it up here real quick. If you guys go to my YouTube, I have my business card. Actually, you don't even have to go to my YouTube anymore. I forgot. I'm still kind of presetting everything to my channel and videos and stuff like that. But I got all my links down below in the description of these videos. So if you guys are interested, you can just literally go to the YouTube video right here down at the bottom. I have it right here in the description. So lifetime, my digital business card, my monthly, and the annual and stuff like that. So definitely check those out. Obviously, I have the master course classes up right here. You can use code SAVE to get like a 40% discount. It's pretty sick. Also, if you guys are interested, you can follow me on my socials. And if you guys don't have a platform that you guys are using currently, I use Robinhood and I use Webull. So definitely check that out. And you know, if you guys have any questions about anything, literally let me know in the Discord. You can also ask an expert in there too as well if you guys have any other previous questions about what I do or about what another expert does, or you can just ask me in the chat, hey, why did you do this? What about this? Or, you know, whatever you guys want, man. You know, I'm always here. Anyway, I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'll see you in the Discord.